Welcome to J&J Every Day. Kick your feet up and enjoy.
Let's go. It's J&J Every Day, man. We back at it.
Yeah, man. J&J Every Day. I hope y'all had a good weekend, man. We're back. Jason here, my partner JC.
Yep, we're back again. Shout out to all the Spotify listeners, SoundCloud, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Montgomery College Radio. We love y'all. Big time.
Yes, sir. Things getting clearer as we come down the home stretch in the NFL. Man, we just going to start right where we started out. Buccaneers 35, Falcons 22.
Your boy Chris Godwin, man. You love 184 yards, 2 touchdowns.
I misspoke last week. I said 3 and 4. I believe I said Marquise Goodwin and Mike Evans. Excuse me. I meant to say Chris Godwin. But yes, Chris Godwin showed out yesterday. Jameis Winston, man, fitting the ball in tight spaces. He was doing that all day yesterday. Wheeling and dealing, squeezing it into tight spaces. The arm strength was on full display. So, good win for against the surging Falcons. They had 1-2 straight.
Now, even though Jameis Winston now has 20 interceptions this season, that's his most, and 24 giveaways, he has had 300 plus passing yards. I think it's 6 straight games, and also 13 straight games with a touchdown. But that turnover problem is haunting him, man.
Yeah, it is.
I think the only reason why he won is because the team he was playing just wasn't up to par today. The Falcons, they just didn't have a good week like their past 2 or 3.
Man, Ryan was sacked 6 times, man. Went out of the game chasing down the tackler on a turnover, and Matt Schaub came in and threw their only offensive touchdown that they had. He was 5 for 9 in relief from Matt Ryan, but like you said, they just couldn't get anything going. The Falcons, man. So they dropped to 3-8. Tampa Bay improves to 4-7.
Yep. Next game we got would be
what you got?
Denver. They lost to Buffalo, and we both picked Buffalo. They won 23. It's not much to say in that. We already knew that was going to happen. Congratulations to Frank Gore, though. He passed Barry Sanders. He has now the 3rd most rushing yards. And Broncos is only one of 2 teams that have not scored more than 25 points this entire season.
Yeah, pretty sad. On the Broncos side, again, that quarterback search, John Elway, hasn't been able to get it down pat yet, and that's really the big thing that's holding them up. On the Bills side, the Bills are probably the most unwatched, unheard of 8-3 team we have in the league this year. I would say out of all the 8-3 teams, when you say the Bills, I can guarantee that I don't think they've had any 4 o'clock window games. They've had no primetime yet.
And there's people that don't believe in them.
Yeah, and I say that to say this, that this Thursday, Thanksgiving, they'll get their time playing at Dallas on Thursday. So, they'll get their primetime game, they'll get their shine, all eyes on them, and they'll show everyone what they can do.
I forgot to mention the last game in the Atlanta Buccaneers game. Julio Jones now he hasn't had a receiving touchdown in the last 8 games. And their big guy, defensive tackle, Vita V, got a scoring touchdown in there. He's the heaviest player this year to get it. Matt Ryan had 2 fumbles and an interception, and Mike Evans, the second player, including Randy Moss, with 1,000 yards in his first 6 seasons.
Sheesh.
Very impressive.
Yes,
but yeah,
good company.
Moving on though. We both picked Cleveland to beat Miami, and they did that 41-24. It's not much you can say here. We already knew that was gonna happen.
Beware of the potential, possible surging Browns. That's all I'll say on that. I don't want to, allude too much into it. I've spoken before that they have the easiest schedule. They had the hardest schedule coming into the season to start the season. Their remaining schedule is the easiest schedule in the NFL per, how they calculate those things and how they do. According to, the stats guys, the Browns have the easiest, schedule to finish out the season. So they're sitting at 5-6 right now. We'll see if they're, able to make a potential push. Eye on them, man. Coming down this home stretch.
Yeah, even though this is a bye game, Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham went off, so, we give them their credit where it's due. Next game we got Pittsburgh. Man, they got, I don't want to say lucky, but they almost didn't do it against the Bengals. 16-10. They won.
This
It's the Bengals.
I think Mason Rudolph involved in a lot of controversy.
He got pulled out the game,
and I think the starting job is gone. From Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, I mean he's been bad the last 3 weeks in a row. He's been terrible.
I think it should be. Delvin Hodges came in. I think the last time he came in relief as well. He was pretty solid.
Yeah, he did pretty good.
Pretty well. So now these are 2 times. Again, really small sample size, but hey, you have a large sample size on Mason Rudolph, and it hasn't been good.
Yeah, and
Minka Fitzpatrick was all over the place again.
Yep, he's had his 5th interception, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Looking good.
All over the place.
Steelers, 14 fumbles recovered this season. I think that's the most.
The ball hawks down there.
Yeah. I picked Chicago, and you picked the Giants, and Chicago won 19-14. Saquon Barkley hasn't had a 100-yard game since week 2. Tariq Cohen on the other side has had a reception in each of his 43 games of his career. Mr. Trubisky, even though he had 2 interceptions, he had 255. He had more than 255 yards for the first time since 2018.
Yeah.
All year he's been trash.
It really wasn't a great game for Trubisky, but it looked like, and you were like, hey, this is a pretty good game.
It's a great game for Allen Robinson, though.
He was moving the ball down the field. He was actually hitting receivers and putting it on the money.
Allen Robinson, 131 yards and a touchdown. It's looking good. What else we got? Danny Dimes, 18 giveaways this season. Decided to take away the dimes away from him, man. It's not looking good.
Danny. Yesterday,
lucky.
2 touchdowns. Yesterday he didn't turn the ball over.
No, he had a fumble though.
Oh man, yeah, he did.
He's lucky. Jameis Winston is in the league because if not, he would definitely be leader. Yeah, it's not looking good for him down there.
Next game we got, man, was a thriller. Saints and the Panthers.
In a close one.
Saints took it 34-31. It was a thriller, very close one. I honestly thought that the Panthers were going to steal it, and I would have been, shocked. I would have been surprised. A home game, I know it's a divisional game, but this was a game I thought the Saints were going to win. Not handily, but I thought by at least, by 2 touchdowns. I thought it was going to be competitive, but towards the end, the better team would put. Man, the Panthers were right there with them and had a chance to, win the game.
Yeah.
Pretty much, but missed field goal.
Big game from Christian McCaffrey. Alvin Kamara hasn't had a touchdown in 6 games, I think.
And to that point, I think in the first half, he only had about 5 touches or something. And Sean Payton to that tune going into the locker room. So we have to get him the ball. That's on me. We got to get him the ball. Second half had 15 touches. For I believe over 100 yards. So they knew what they needed to do, and they did it in the second half. But yeah, man, they squeak out. This is a good win for the Saints. Even though I thought it was a lot closer. A good, close, gutsy game that I think they needed to pull out. Moving forward, coming closer to playoff time.
Next game, you picked the Raiders. I picked the Jets. And the Raiders didn't even show up.
They forgot they had a game.
Yeah, they didn't show up.
They forgot.
And Le'Veon Bell, though, he still hasn't had a 100-yard game this season. It's not looking good. But, yeah, it's not much to say about it. The Oakland Raiders only scored 3, while the Jets scored 34.
Did a lot of their damage. It was still within reach going into the third quarter, but that's when the New York Jets, put their foot on the gas and separated themselves. To the Jets tune, hey, look, a couple weeks ago they were dead in the water. 4-7, still dead in the water. But again, for bad teams, you want at least some signs of growth or something, some life going towards the end of the season that you can build on going into next year. And right now the Jets are showing that.
Man, definitely agree.
Very bad balls.
Yeah, they definitely need to have a strong end of the season because Le'Veon's still there for I think the next 2 years, and you have Sam Darnold on that rookie contract. You have a good defense. We'll see how that goes. Next game we got man. I gotta bring out the gunshots for y'all, man, because I picked Detroit Lions. We got is the second win in there? Yeah, man, it's the second win. Dwayne Haskins.
It was an ugly game.
Ugly.
It was, you know, poor.
$4 tickets. Nobody was in the
Yeah.
stands.
Haskins was 13 for 29, threw an interception.
We gonna root.
Forget all that though.
Team.
The 2 drives late in the game that he led. 2 drives late in the game, both was all in the field goal. They were just field goals, but it's just the fact that he was able to put together positive drives, crucial game, you know, to tie the game first and then to lead them down for the game winner. So those are 2 really good drives he put together. And Terry McLaurin is the real deal.
Yeah,
the receiver, man.
All year.
He is the real deal. Steve Sims, phenomenal undrafted free agent rookie pickup. Had a kick return for a touchdown. So it was just on all sides, man. We just had, you know, it was all phases win. Really good win, man. Finally, you got a dang win. Finally. Empty stadium, playing in front of nobody.
Yeah,
That's why I thought they were going to win, though. Jeff Driscoll turned the ball over 3 times. We barely won, but I just didn't think that Jeff Driscoll was the guy to get this win.
I'm proud of you guys, man. You guys deserve it. Next game we got up. We both picked Jacksonville, but Tennessee won their running game. Incredible, man. Derrick Henry.
He does this every time to the Jacksonville Jaguars. He has this hold over them. I don't know if you guys remember 98 yards or 99. 98 to 100 yards. I can't remember. But it was a long one. He broke down one yesterday. 74-yarder. Multiple stiff arms on the run.
The 28-point third quarter.
He abuses. Dude, he uses Jacksonville with the stiff arm every time they play.
Yeah, that stiff arm was mean.
He might have the best stiff arm in the game right now. He's like 6'2", 6'3", so he's a big running back, and the stiff arm just doesn't help. But he got a good win for Tennessee. That Tennessee always. What's up with them? Looks like they're not in it, but they are in it, but they're not in it, but they really are in it.
Ryan Tannehill has helped them in this resurgence,
14
man.
for 18. Only 4 incompletions, 2 touchdowns.
4 total touchdowns, though.
Only got sacked once, you know. They were able to keep him clean. Give him a good pocket. So, hey.
Leonard Fournette on the other side. He did get 159 scrimmage yards with 2 touchdowns. So that's a big game.
A.J. Brown, rookie receiver, out of Ole Miss. All the talk was on DK Metcalf out of Ole Miss. You know, the physical freak that went to Seattle. A.J. Brown, man, has had himself a real phenomenal year down there in Tennessee for the Titans. So we were definitely Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry did each lose a fumble each. So you know, obviously they want to clean that up. But the Titans sitting there 6-5. Marrone for the Jacksonville, their coach has said that he's not going back to Gardner Minshew. He hasn't thought about it. So take that for what it's worth.
Next game we got up. New England beat Dallas. We both picked the Patriots 13-9. It was a pretty boring game. It was only 1 touchdown. That was it was set up by a block punt. Yeah, but it was Neil Harry.
Finally getting in the end zone, the rookie. I mean, he just can't stay on the field. He's just been nicked up, this season. He's had a hard time staying on, but like you said, it was an ugly game. The rain was coming down sideways.
The refs were calling 2 tripping plays.
I'm not a believer that one call, decides the whole game when the whole game is 4 quarters. But man, those were 2 tough. That call hadn't been called. I think it had been called 4 times all season.
Yeah, I think it was 7 times throughout the whole season, and it was a game.
Like, bro.
And everybody's speculating that Bill Belichick seen it on the film, seen that they were tripping people, not intentionally, but it was just happening.
Yeah.
And then he sent it to the referees.
Yeah, for sure.
And then they were just keeping an eye on it.
Yeah, the Patriots did that because that's what.
More good coaching.
That's what teams do.
And then did you hear Jerry Jones' comments at the end of the game?
Yeah, man, I heard them, and I hear them. I agree with them. Folks were questioning why not go for go for it on 4th down.
I can see both sides. I can see why you. Yeah, I have no problem.
I wouldn't have went for it on 4th and 7. I'm a believer. Take the points. Take the points when you can. Get a touchdown regardless.
I mean, you could have done it either way. But I already seen I was saying during the game, I was telling my friend, I was like, man, they can kick it, but if they kick it and they don't win the game, they're gonna be talking about that the whole time. Like,
I feel you, but 4th and 7 though, like.
It's not that though. It's the game planning and the coaching before that though.
No, I get it, but you're in that 4th and 7 moment. You gotta take the points there. You can't leave there empty-handed. You gotta take the points there.
No, but also you should know that we're down territory. You shouldn't throw the ball away. Dak Prescott threw the ball away on the 3rd and 7 drink. And when he could have ran for a little bit more yards and got closer.
It wasn't communicated, I don't think.
Jerry Jones was very frustrated at the end of that.
Because they should have definitely played those, first. They were gonna go for it on 4th, but they didn't. So in that instance, I had no problem not going for it because 4th and 7 against that defense, with that much time on the clock, and the Patriots they hadn't done anything offensively all game either. So I had no issue with that. But to your point, yeah. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down should have been handled differently.
And you can't get the ball back to Tom Brady. That's what they're always going to say.
Yeah, there is, but in this year of 2019, I'm going off of history. I'm going off of what I've watched this season. And in this year, 2019, I'm sorry. He don't scare me.
Oh, you're tripping.
He don't.
You're tripping.
He don't.
No, you're tripping.
No, he does. Dude, the one time the Patriots, again, granted, the defense got nothing, but the one time the Patriots have played a good team this season, they got whooped. Every other team they beat in this year has not been good. And that's a fact. The Cowboys, they're an okay team. They're an average team. They're not on the upper echelon that we put the Ravens on this season. Hadn't done yesterday. The offense hadn't done anything. Neither offense had done anything. Neither offense scared me. Get the 3, kick the ball. He probably not going to do anything. Get the ball back. The Patriots, they haven't been some offensive juggernaut this year. The offense has looked real regular. And they're lacking weapons? Nah, man. 2019, I get what you're saying, though. Because recent history, it's always, you don't want to get the ball back to Tom Brady. But 2019 and this year, listen, man, he just doesn't scare me. Because he doesn't have the weapons. All those years we would say that, there would be that one, granted, Julian Edelman's still there, but Gronk would still be there. So that don't give the ball back to Tom Brady. You know what Brady and Gronk are going to do. It's just Brady and Edelman this year.
I think you're tripping because it's more than just Brady. It's also Belichick, and he game planned that joint so right. They ended with just running plays, and they ended out the game. Didn't give him enough time to come back down the field.
Yeah, but I don't. Nah, man, get the ball back to Brady. I'm not. He doesn't scare me like he scared me in years past. That's because of the lack of weapons around him too. And again, the one time I've seen the Patriots play a good team this season, they got absolutely destroyed. And I don't. That's to the Ravens' credit, but that's also to who the Patriots are this season. They haven't really played competition.
Well, the team that hasn't played any competition has now won its 10 games in 17 straight seasons.
Yeah, man, they're rolling. And on the Cowboys side, the Cowboys fooled. They had y'all fooled the first 2-3 weeks, man. I remember everybody.
Amari Cooper didn't get one reception.
Yeah, man. Stephon Gilmore had more catches than him. There's still an APB out for him. We're still trying to find him.
Yeah,
haven't been able to locate him this morning.
Not a big offensive game, like we already said. There's not much to really say about that except for Cowboys coach is gonna get fired. Jerry Jones was definitely livid at the end of that. There was no coming back from there. The other game we got Seattle beat up Philly 17-9. In my opinion, it was also kind of boring game to me.
Yeah, it was a tough one. Seattle needed a flea flicker. That throw, Russell Wilson, that was a bomb. That was a gorgeous throw. Russell Wilson put it right on the money. But yeah, to your point, this game was, sloppy. Fumbling issues have plagued Chris Carson for the Seattle Seahawks, man. He hasn't been able to, hold on to the ball. He had 2 fumbles yesterday. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting going forward to see what they do with him, because I think he's a vital piece of that offense. But if you can't hold on to the ball, man, you can't be on the field. And Russell Wilson had an interception. But on the flip side yesterday, what's his name? Excuse me. What's his name? Carson Wentz, man.
Bad game, man.
A really bad game. Really bad.
Yeah, we go through this every week, man. We don't know what we're gonna do with this.
1 touchdown, 2 interceptions.
Call Nick Foles back.
Yeah, to the tune that, granted he has a lot of weapons that haven't been there. But it's like, man, they gave him that money because, even if the weapons aren't there, they still expect him to be able to do something, yeah. And he hasn't. Like, there was one throw in particular, you probably seen it.
Yeah, we all seen it.
Yeah, that's the one I gotta hold on to that because that one was just like, whoa. Just completely airmailed it. And to that, I don't think he was getting booed yesterday.
Yep. And Philly, and it's gonna continue because they have a rough schedule.
It is, but to my thing,
you don't boo your own. This is Philly.
No. You know how KD felt like he was like, I'm never gonna be the man in Golden State, because that was Steph Curry's team, it's this town, and he just kind of felt like an outsider. I'm not equating that to this, but in some ways, I don't know if the team even has embraced or accepted Carson Wentz yet as their quarterback. Because I think they still, to this day, every time, exactly, every time Carson Wentz does something or, every time he's not playing, A1 100%, perfect, I think the fans there are going to grumble, Nick Foles, this or that. And I think Carson Wentz knows that. He hears that. He knows some guys in the locker room wanted Nick Foles over him and were upset.
That was the problem last year. Exactly. We already went through this. Like, he had locker room problems because of that. When he was injured, he didn't like so much that Nick Foles was getting a lot of praise.
Didn't they give Nick Foles a statue?
Yeah.
It's like, come on. Like,
the Philly special, I believe.
Yeah, so, listen, Carson Wentz just has an uphill battle already trying to make himself the man in Philly. His play as of late has not been helping him.
Zach Ertz, 90+ receiving yards, 3 straight games.
Oh, yeah, they love him. So.
Rashad Penny, they do.
They love Zach Ertz.
Why do they love him more than...
he's just a real good...
No, I'm just saying they love him more than Carson Wentz, though.
I mean, listen, but to Philly fans' defense, he was drafted to be the guy, and he looked like the league's MVP before he got hurt. But he did get hurt. Nick Foles came and led him to the Super Bowl. And he hasn't been back to, the pre-injury form. They haven't seen that Carson, so they have questions.
On the Seahawks side, Rashad Penny with more than 100 yards rushing for the first time since Week 10 in 2018.
He's happy Chris Carson can't hold on to the ball.
He's probably getting a chance again.
Mm-hmm.
In the last game we have up is the night game.
Sunday night.
We both picked the Green Bay Packers, and Aaron Rodgers got shut down. He got sacked 5 times, beat up by the 49ers 37-8. I had a feeling that the 49ers was gonna... I mean, their defense has been elite all year. I said this when I was picking the Packers. I only picked the Packers because of Aaron Rodgers, but
listen,
their defense is elite. I've been saying this all year. They're very real.
I knew what type of game this was going to be after the first series was over. Once the first series concluded with the strip sack fumble recovered by San Francisco, dang.
No, honestly, I actually waited till the third quarter because like I said, man, I just believe in Aaron Rodgers, man.
Me too.
I just think that there's something he's gonna do to just pull it out the bag or something, but it just did not happen this game.
Me too, but I've been watching football for so long, I just know some nights are just those nights. And after the first series was over, I already knew that, man, this is one of those nights that, because we both, like you said, we both agree that the San Fran defense is top-notch, elite, We were just banking, hey, Aaron Rodgers, listen, he's elite in his own right. He's special. Maybe the most talented quarterback to ever play. But after that first series concluded, I said, yeah, they're at home. This crowd is rocking. Their defense, I was like, that offensive line right now has no chance. And that was before Brian Bulaga went down. Once Brian Bulaga went down, I definitely was like, okay, the floodgates are open. And they were pushing on being opened before he went down. So yeah, it was just, man, Bosa and them boys and Sherman on the back end.
George Kittle with a big game, man.
broken ankle and a pop something in his knee. Listen, it was just a bad game for the Packers, man. San Fran again. Jimmy Garoppolo was out there.
Nick Bosa was just terrorizing Aaron Rodgers.
Yep, Jimmy Garoppolo looked good to the tune of, Green Bay's defense couldn't really get any pressure or anything going on, on San Fran. I feel like the defense was out there so much they were gassed. So we pretty much know what San Fran is about with that defense. I still got a question about the quarterback. Because the quarterback didn't have to show up and show out per se.
I mean, he didn't get.
But I left that game wondering some things about Green Bay because they had, they played the Chargers and they looked flat. They couldn't get anything going against the Chargers. And then you see yesterday, they can't get anything going. It's just worrisome. If you're a Packers fan or pulling for the Packers, it's worrisome. It's like, yeah, they might make the playoffs, but what will they really do in the playoffs? I don't know. It's kind of like the winner of the NFC East. Whoever comes out of the NFC East is like, yeah, they're going to make the playoffs, but what are they really going to do? And the Packers, outside of Aaron Rodgers, he makes everybody better. So if he's not being special, there's really nobody else on that offense that can lift him up. So it'll be interesting to see where they find that spark coming down the back end.
The night game we have up.
Ooh, the
Baltimore Ravens are 8-2. They're going to LA to play the Rams. That's 6-4. Who you got, man? I got Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson.
Man, desperation game for the Rams. They need this, in my opinion.
And I believe I'm up
to stay in that AFC
2 games in our $150 bet.
They desperately need this.
You got the Redskins game, and I had 2 other games.
Mm-hmm. I think Todd Gurley's going to show up tonight. I think he's going to have a really good game. I think Jared Goff even has a good game.
What?
Yeah, I think Jared Goff's going to, because that run game's going to be going. So I think Jared Goff throws for 2 TDs at least.
Sirree.
I think Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp, Brandon Cooks are going to have good games. Expect for Jalen Ramsey to be out there making plays for the Rams. Aaron Donald's going to wreak havoc for the Rams.
Aaron Donald will, I'm sure.
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey's going to be out there mashed up, shutting stuff down. So it's going to be, the Rams, it's going to be real tough for Baltimore. And with all that said, I'm picking Baltimore. Action Jackson is going to have them scrambling, tripping over their feet, man.
Nah, yeah. Lamar Jackson is a problem.
Yep, it's the Marcus Peters revenge game. I think he's going to have a little chip on his shoulder.
They're 8-2. Who they lose to? The Chiefs and who else?
The Chiefs and the Browns.
The Browns. What a pair.
The Chiefs and the Browns.
Anyway, man, moving on to NBA.
Browns is understandable. You know me, I excuse division games. In my opinion, you throw out records when you have division games. Anything can happen, so I'll excuse that.
You won't excuse the Chiefs? Well, the Chiefs, you gotta excuse that. It's Patrick Mahomes, man.
Yeah, nah, I'm not excusing that. I'm not, because to me,
nobody can beat us.
To me, that was a. Nah, I'm not excusing that. Especially when you think about how bludgeoned they've been in the run game. And that was a head-to-head duel that, I'm just not excusing that, man.
I'll excuse y'all, man. Nobody beat us like that.
Nah, I'm not excusing that Chiefs loss.
Well, man, moving on.
I actually think that if the Ravens run into the Chiefs again in the playoffs, I think the Chiefs will get them again. Because there's just something about that Ravens-Chiefs matchup that I don't like for the Ravens. I don't think they I don't like that.
You're so wrong in this.
I don't think the Chiefs match up. No, I don't think the Ravens. What do you mean? I just said that if the Ravens and the Chiefs play again, the Ravens will lose because I don't like.
Oh, I thought you said that their running game will be,
No. Even with the running game, I don't. They can rush for 500 yards. I think they would still lose. It's just something about. I think Patrick Mahomes has got the Ravens number. I think it's just something about the Ravens that Patrick Mahomes got it. I think Lamar Jackson, it's going to be a rivalry to come down the line. I just think Patrick Mahomes is going to always have that little... I don't know. It's just something about that matchup. I will always go Chiefs until I see otherwise. But going on to NBA.
Luka Doncic, man.
So,
another big game.
Listen.
What?
Derrick Rose was about 22 when he won that MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Youngest MVP to ever win. I think Luka Doncic has a shot to break Derrick Rose's record.
This year?
Listen. They're 11-5. They're on pace for 57 wins. So the only way they get it, we're assuming he keeps up this level of play. Alright? And if he keeps up this level of play, there's no question. This is MVP level of play. This is up there with the Hardens, with the LeBrons. This is up there with what they're doing right now. 2, he gotta have the wins. Because he's not if
and I think that's where he's gonna run into a problem with Giannis Antetokounmpo.
But the West factor would come into play. You got it.
I know. But
let's say Giannis had 60 something, and he finished, and the Mavericks finished in the 50 to like 57, 58 range. I think Giannis winning 60 something would cancel out because folks would say he's doing it in the West.
No, but it's also the way Giannis goes about it. He has big time highlights, so he's always on the TV.
Did you not see that?
Yeah, no, I see his highlights too, but you got to admit, Giannis has way bigger and better highlights than Doncic.
I don't think so. Giannis has better dunks. If we're talking about highlights,
that's what I'm saying. That's what's gonna get you on TV.
See, no. You talking about dunks? I'm talking about the step backs. I'm talking about the passes this kid has. The moves. He got more moves than Giannis.
But I mean, who you see on TV more?
I don't. So as of late, I'm definitely seeing Luka Doncic in the Mavs on right now, especially on the streak that he's been on. He's on ESPN and SportsCenter every day.
So who else? Giannis
is too, but I'm saying Luka is coming and ascending and putting folks on notice.
Well, that's until Giannis stops playing Giannis is playing at a better level than this. I won't even.
That's why I said
he's still playing better than Luka. Even though Luka is doing great, he's still not better than Giannis right now.
Ooh, man, it's close.
You're saying that Luka is I don't even want to say better. You want to say he's close to Giannis?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
You think Luka is
close?
Nah.
Off of what he's been doing recently, yes.
Nah.
Yes. What? Bro, what Luka Doncic has been doing recently is ridiculous. He's averaging 30, 10, and 9 right now. 30, 10, and 9. And I get it. Giannis is averaging like 30, 15, and 6. You feel me? Or some crazy stuff. Like he's averaging some crazy stuff. They're right there.
And you got to remember, this is only 16 games into the season.
Yeah, that's what
And Luka did this last year. He had a dominating, and then he had a dominated period, and he took a little break for a little bit, and then came back to it. But that's why Trae Young was catching up in that Rookie of the Year debate.
Yeah.
And if he takes another pause like that, if he takes another pause period like that, then Giannis, I don't think he last year he didn't have a pause period. 2 years ago he didn't have no pause period.
See, I don't think
Giannis will either.
That's the guy's rookie season. It's his second year in the league now. So I think again he's just getting better and better and better and better. And again, so is Giannis. But this kid is coming, and he's coming fast. 30, 10, and 9 right now. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said if. That's why it was a big if he continues it. You feel me? It was if he continues his pace of play, and if the Mavericks finish in the 57 win range, because they're on pace for 57 wins right now, because they have 11.
Man, you talking about on pace? It's still too early, man.
Bro, I know, but they're on pace technically for around 50-something wins. That's what I'm saying. It's early. That's what I'm saying. And I'm saying if
this is the question I wanted to ask about Luka, man.
He's definitely gonna have a shot at being the youngest MVP ever.
What do you think about the shot at the best European player or the best white player? Period. I didn't want to put white, but there you go.
Yeah,
I wanted to say yeah too because man, there was people out there saying Steve Nash and Dirk and I was like, yo man, you have to look at this, man. Luka is actually better than them folks right now.
They was not doing. Few players have ever done what Luka's doing in their second season. Folks are not realizing this. Yes, Trae Young, I be raving about him all the time. He's phenomenal. He's
Isn't Trae Young black? Trae Young's black. He's not European.
No, but I'm talking about how good they are. Like, Trae Young is really good and he's really young, but Luka is just his IQ, bro, what he does, he's on another level. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm holding Luka right now. I'm looking at this man like he's Braun when Braun came into the league. Like, that's how I'm looking. No, son.
I feel you, though, man. I'm just saying it's wild to say, though.
Name another 20-year-old putting up the numbers Luka's putting up right now ever that you can remember in his second season.
But look, man, it's the new NBA. It's the new NBA.
It is, and you still can't name a 20-year-old.
They be scoring these crazy numbers.
You still can't. 41, 6, and 7. And it's like everyone knows he's getting the ball. He's the 4. I know he got KP there. KP's been very subpar. Very sub. Though, yesterday, if you look at Kristaps Porzingis' shot chart, most of the shots were in the paint, which means we're getting somewhere, people. But man, I just had to harp on that Luka Doncic thing because this man is phenomenal, and
he's great.
He has a shot.
I'm not putting him on MVP yet though, but he is my best European player right now.
I'm saying that I'm not putting him on MVP. He's at an MVP level to play right now.
Oh yeah, I'll give you that. But man, you even know me from last year, man. Giannis is my MVP.
I'm saying if this pace of play continues. Oh, yeah, he definitely got a shot. And, again, I'm going to say one more time, he plays in the West, Giannis plays in the East. That's definitely going to factor into this decision come down, especially because the duos that are now in the West. That is going to factor, bro.
If you would have brought Giannis to the West, he would tear it up there.
I know he would.
Keep him on the East.
He would, but he's not.
I don't want him over here, man.
He would, but he's not on. That's what I'm saying, bro. It matters. The East is a lot weaker, but listen. Doncic 41, 6, and 10 went into Houston last night and beat the Rockets.
Harden with 32 points, 11 assists, but it wasn't enough.
Yep, they beat him 137 to 123. The Mavericks improved to 11 and 5. Rockets dropped to 11 and 6.
Next game we got from last
night. Concern. Rockets, I think they beat like maybe 1 or 2 winning teams right now. Their wins have not come against very tough competition. Their best win right now will be the Clippers without Paul George. So again, I'm just a little concerned right there.
The Nets, they're 8-8. They beat the New York Knicks. They are 4-13 last night, 103 to 101. Spencer Dinwiddie with 30 points.
Good one for them without Kyrie.
Yep. Next game we got
the Kangs.
Yep, the Sacramento Kangs, not the Kings, the Kangs. They won 113 to 106. Harrison Barnes with 26 points. They beat the Wizards again. The Wizards lose again 5. They're losing. This is the 9th loss of the season. They only got 5 wins.
Apparently, Vlade Divac, Kings GM.
What about him?
Passed on Luka Doncic because he didn't like his daddy. Yep, you heard.
Smart businessman. Sure.
Passed on him because he did not like his dad.
I don't care if I'm beefing with anybody, man. Ring it on the squad.
Yeah, so that is not a good look, but it is right on par with what the Kings do, so not very shocked.
The Nuggets beat the Suns last night, 116 to 104. Paul Millsap with 23 points. Good team ball over there in the Nuggets.
Nuggets, look, man, folks talked about them earlier. They didn't look too good, sitting at 12 and 3, rolling right along. They wrote out a real definitely lineup at one point. I think Jokic, Millsap, Michael Porter Jr., Murray, and Harris, I believe, something like that. They're like, this is their def lineup. They got outscored by like 5 points. The Suns, on the other hand, may be coming back down to earth as they're now sitting at 500. That hot start might be fizzling to an end, but we'll keep an eye.
Montrezl Harrell helped out the Clippers last night, 34 points, 12 rebounds. Kawhi Leonard with 26 points. They beat the Pelicans 134 to 109. Man, I hate these scores. Man, everything is 130 something, man.
Brandon Ingram had 22 on a bad shooting. 24 on rough shooting night though. Only shooting 9 for 22. And Pelicans 6 and 11. 5th straight win for the Clippers though. So they're looking like they're rolling again.
Last minute of the show, man. We're gonna give y'all our NBA picks real quick. Brooklyn Nets at Cleveland Cavaliers. Who you got? I got the Nets.
Yeah, think the Nets are gonna start rolling.
Orlando Magic going to Detroit to play the Pistons. I got the Pistons in that.
I got the Magic.
All right, Memphis Grizzlies going to Indiana. Go Memphis.
I got the Pacers. Pacers still playing without Victor Oladipo. They'll be scary when he gets back.
Minnesota Timberwolves going to Atlanta to play Trae Young and the Hawks. I got the Timberwolves.
Me too, but I think their hot start is now fizzling down as well.
The Kings are going to the Celtics to play the 11-4 Boston Celtics, of course. And I think they're going to lose over there. Boston is definitely going to win.
I'm going to go with the Kings on this one.
Charlotte Hornets is going to go play the Miami. Red hot Miami, actually.
I'm going to go with the Heat.
In South Beach, I'm going with the Heat as well. Yep, they're playing the Raptors.
Ooh.
Defending title. Defending champions. I got the Raptors in this.
That should be a good one. I'm going to go with the Sixers.
It's a good
Top of the
game.
East.
The Blazers are playing the Bulls. They're going to Chicago. I got the Blazers in this, even though they've been 5-12 this year.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bulls.
The Jazz are going to Milwaukee to play the 13-3 Bucks. I got the Bucks in this.
I'm going with the Jazz.
Giannis is getting a triple-double on this. The Lakers are 14-2. Let's get it. Man, let me get some gunshots in this last minute for my Lakers, boy. We're 14-2. Nobody ever thought we was here, man. Our defense is great. But then we're going to play the Spurs, and we're going to beat them.
Spurs Avalanche continues.
These are two bad teams. The OKC Thunder is going to play the Warriors, and I think OKC is going to win.
Yeah, who would have thought a couple years ago that these two teams would be at the bottom of the barrel?
Yeah, but that's all we have for you guys today.
Peace out.